Welcome to today's tutorial on creating this logo animation. I saw Ducky 3D made this tutorial with Blender, so I tried recreating it inside Cinema 4D. The link of his channel is in the description. The animation is not going to be the exact same as his. I tried to make it mine with the same animations principles. Alright, let's jump in. First, I'm going to create a sphere. Change the type to hemisphere. Rotate 180 degrees. Change the display mode to hidden line so we can see the segments. Let's increase the segments to 50. Now I want to add some thickness to my semi-sphere. Select your sphere, hold the Alt key down, and add a cloth surface. Here on the thickness, put 3. Now I want to create the top of my demi-sphere. Let's add a cylinder. Adjust it so it fit the diameter of the sphere. Add some segments. We can also add some caps here, it's a bit beveled. Group these two elements, so select them, and Alt+G, and name it demisphere. Now we can put this group into a cloner. Change the size to 300 and 300 here. Change the count to 6 here and 6 here. Let's create our boolean now. So for this, I'll need a plane. Make sure to have enough definition so the boolean can work as intended. Make your plane bigger, add segments. Then go here to add your boolean. Take the plane plus the cloner and put them behind the bool. We now have our holes. I'm going to bake this plane, so first we need to have our cloner back, so duplicate it and put it out of the bool. Duplicate the bool as well and group it, name it backup, and hide it. Now we can bake the plane, so select everything here, and right-click, Connect Objects plus Delete. Next, I want to extrude the plane here, so go to the polygon mode. Ctrl+A to select all the faces, hit the D key to extrude, then drag up with your mouse and don't forget to check Create Caps here. Now let's create the animation. For this, I'm going to use a field technique that is pretty simple. First, I need a plane effector. Make sure it affects the cloner here. We don't need to modify the position, but the rotation. Put 360 here on the pitch. So to control this rotation, we need a field. Go to the Fields tab here and add a spherical field here. In the inner circle, the demisphere will be 100% affected by the effector. In between the two circles, it will be the transition between 0 to 360 degrees. So what we can do is to keyframe this spherical field. So here at frame 0, choose your field, go to the Field tab, adds a keyframe here on the size. Now go to, let's say, the 150th frame, and make the field bigger until it encompasses the entire scene and add another keyframe. Now we have our animation. To make the scene less laggy, I'm going to bake the cloth surface here. Also, you can change the instance mode here on your cloner, from instance to render instance. To smooth out the animation and make it run more freely, we can add a delay modifier here in our Fields tab. Now it's set to smooth, so we can see that it's smoothing out the animation. But to add more springiness, we can set this mod to spring. As you can see, the animation seems to be a bit blocked. It's because the delay is clamped here, so we can disable it by clicking this icon here. Now the animation is good. We have this beautiful effect, and we can maybe increase it a bit, and even add another delay to smooth this out a bit more. Now it's time to place the camera, so let's add one here and place it correctly like that. I'm going to put the focal length at 50 and put the resolution at 1280 by 1024, something like that, but we can modify this later if we need. It's time to lit my scene, so I'm going to run up Octane. First, I'm changing the settings here. Put to path tracing, change the GI clamp to 1, check the adaptive sampling as well. Add a HDRI environment so there is no light. Add an area light. Add a target tag and put the plane as the target. Change the shape of the light to a circle. Just lit your scene as you want. I'm going to speed up this part. Alright, so now let's add the YouTube logo. I have a video up here that explains how to add a sticker to any of your model. Here I'm going to show you how you can project a texture on an object, because I want the YouTube logo to be on my plane here, but also on my demisphere. So let's start by making a new glossy material. Go to the node editor. Put the YouTube logo here and plug it to the diffuse. Duplicate the image and plug it to the opacity. Change the type to alpha here, because it's a PNG. It is an alpha channel that we can use for our opacity. As you can see, sometimes there is a bug with Octane, and it will switch between the two images here. So again, put the normal type for the diffuse and alpha type for the opacity. So now apply the texture to our plane here. Go to the texture tag, and change the projection to camera mapping, and here on the camera slot, refer our camera. Now let's do the same for our cloner. So apply the texture, change the projection, and refer the camera. Also, let's add some roughness to our material. And I don't want this tiling here, so select the diffuse and the opacity and change the border mode here to black color. I'm going to adjust the scale and end position as well. Now I have this cork material that I'm going to apply to my plane and to my cloner. Don't forget to put them in first position here. If we want the YouTube logo to have a bit of the cork texture, what we can do is copy the diffuse roughness and normal of the cork here, go to the logo material, make it universal and add a layer material. Plug the diffuse, roughness, and normal. Here on the layer opacity, we can add a float texture to control the intensity of the texture. Let's put 0.1 for instance. To finish here, we can also add a plane below our main plane so as not to see a black hole when our half spheres rotate. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you have learned something today and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video.